There to you, it was the white cop who was like, "I'm getting you out of here. He's tripping." It was the white cop who was like, "This is whack."
Uh, Sounds like the black cop had a good collar to me. Like,
A good collar.
sound like he had a good collar.
What did KRS-One say about black cops? I agree with you, KRS-One. I'm on your side all day. Where's black cop, black cop?
And what they say in the hood, don't get caught slipping, fool. It sounds like you got caught slipping and your ass ended up in the clink. So, so back on to interaction. Interaction is everything. It shapes your opinion of everything. Sometimes, like we're gonna go into a wacky post that that somebody posted up on Facebook, and it just really pissed me off. And it was like a white dude put it up for a black. It said something like, "How could you have your own month, your own holiday, Black History Month, Martin Luther King Day,
historically black colleges and universities."
And it was a picture of when they put the Black Lives Matter in the middle of the street,
the mural on the road.
Yeah, and it was like, and how can you not be called a racist? Man, that really pissed me off so bad. Because I'm like, come on, man. Here we go. This is why they had that show, Dear White People. When you be like, Dear White People, we're just getting the crumbs and we just trying to identify ourselves. All these years later, when you took our identity and when it's so much, we grew up watching, you don't have to have WET, white entertainment television, because all entertainment television is WET. When we was growing up, we grew up watching Leave It to Beaver and all this other shit. Fucking was the Andy Mayfield? What was that? All these white shows, the Waltons, Little House on the Prairie, when they had little Todd Bridges on there. Like, why am I a nigga? He said, why am I? And then the dude was looking at him like.
And what did we get? We got Good Times, Growing Up in the Projects. We got That's My Mama, Being Poor. We got What's Happening, The Struggling Mother Who's a Maid. And those were our shows. They were always based around poverty, struggle, and everything else. And then what happened? They gave us the Cosbys. And then you had these black middle class people who a lot of other black people couldn't relate to either. Yeah, so you go from one extreme to the other, whereas white shows encompass everything. Little House on the Prairie was the white farmhand who was the good man. And,
Andy Griffin was
the super cop that was kind-hearted.
He wasn't a super cop.
Well, he was still, yeah.
He was really country. He was like, he was the sheriff. We didn't have nobody that was a goddamn sheriff of the county.
We had, what was that, In the Heat of the Night, and it was still Archie Bunker who was in charge, and he had his black sidekick.
No, he wasn't really a sidekick.
Well, in a way.
He was higher. He was like kind of higher than him. That's my show because he slapped.
That was my grandma's show too.
Because when it first came on, it was like Call Me Mr. Tibbs. I think that was the spinoff to Call Me Mr. Tibbs when the other cop called him a nigga, and Sidney Poitier smacked the shit out of him. And I was like, whoa! From then on, I was a fan of that show. Then it spent off into The Heat of the Night, and it was always because it was like in the South, and I don't know if. Was it Alabama or Georgia or somewhere?
Something like that.
And, it was deep racial tension, but this guy was like a captain on the police force. Older heads know what it is. But, yeah. So, when it comes to, like, stupid memes and stuff, like that, saying that and trying to act like, they always try to change their narrative. But I just feel like every time black is on the front of something, a certain sector of people, they get really upset because you can't lead off with black this because it's like, they trying to own something? Oh, hell no.
How dare
What I'm
they?
saying? So, out.
And everything looks, and this is the other thing. Some of y'all want to be oppressed so bad. And y'all want to act like y'all have this struggle that you don't have. And being willfully obtuse with black people are more racist than anyone. There's a Black History Month. One, it's the shortest month of the year. And two, there should be some recognition because you have Irish
history over
American
and over.
History Month. You have Greek and Hellenic History Month, which are all white months that are in the 30 and 31 days. And again, black people got the 28-day month. And once every 4 years, we get an extra day in Black History Month. Like being willfully obtuse with the, oh, they're taking over. Oh, black people are
People ain't
racist.
taking over
They always
nothing.
have BT and they have this, and why can't it just be this? And we're all Americans. Yeah, we're all Americans until y'all do some stupid shit too. When y'all are rioting because your favorite team lost a game or the World Series and y'all are burning down your neighborhoods, it's called the passionate fans who couldn't, who suffered a tragic loss. But when black people are literally protesting being killed, somehow the willful obtuseness of you all turns to, oh, they're destroying property in their neighborhoods and they're just doing the most. But when y'all do it, it's just passion. So yeah, your interactions and your experiences shape your stuff, but so do ours.
I just feel like the narrative is always changed and the narrative is always told by the person that's not involved. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the narratives being told by people that's not involved because you can't tell nobody how I feel. You can't tell nobody what I need, and you can't tell me what to be mad over. And that's what's going on. Trying to tell people like when something happened to us, they be like, well, why are they doing this and why are they doing that? Of course, you had no interaction. So of course you're not gonna feel it, the passion and the anger that we feel, because it's not happening to you. You look at us like animals and stuff, like because our neighborhoods and stuff, and you might see or you read on the paper all this, because the news gonna show every killing or whatever happens. People are always gonna die. People are always gonna die. Let me just explain that. Stop acting like it's a certain set of people killing more people than others. No, it's probably even all around the board. People always gonna die. It's just like you got idiots in all shapes, forms, or colors, and you got evil people in all shapes, forms, of color. Don't try to make it seem like one race is more evil than another. We don't know that. If we really, really get down to it, we do know which race is really the most evil race on this planet and cause the most destruction and chaos. Create the
Everyone knows
chaos,
it.
create the chaos, and then try to come in and act like they're fixing it, but they're not fixing nothing. So you could be like, oh man, well, they are good because they fix this and that. Then you have your black people who fall into that because the powers that be and the people that run this country, they know how to play chess very well. And they will get a pawn and place him and use him. It's the old house nigga syndrome. They'll let him eat well, let him have his millions or billions of dollars, and they use him to control the masses, up under him, because everybody look at him as the symbol of success. I want to be like him. But are you willing to do and sell out like that person did? That's something you have to ask yourself, because you're watching and they're using a lot of entertainers today to do that. A lot of entertainers are pawns.
Only for us.
They're pawns,
Only
exactly.
for us.
Yeah, that's the only for exactly. You're 100% right. Only for us. But that's what I'm trying to, drop some game on. So you have to watch who you follow, who you want to be like, because you don't know what it took for them to get there, and how much selling out it took them to get there, and you don't know what rings they're kissing, and you don't know who's pulling their strings to keep them like that. Because always remember, now this goes for everybody. When they're done with you, they get rid of you. See Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, and all this, and all these people, and you got
Yes,
all these
Bill
people. You got
Cosby.
Bill Cosby, you got the R. Kellys. Like if you don't play ball, the powers will get rid of you. Once you think you're too big, ask Saddam Hussein. He used to work for the United States of America. Got too big, ain't want to do what we told him to do. And he's like, yo, I'm going to fight. But he was fighting a fight that he could never win. But at one time, he was on the payroll. So, that's just some whole other topics and things. And I don't really like to, on this show, we don't really like to get into a whole bunch of racial issues and this and that. But sometimes things are just wacky, and we have to bring it up because they're really wacky. That's my 2 cents on it.
I mean, it is wacky. I one of the people whose experiences and interactions I really don't understand is Candace Owens. And even though that's going to take a left and that's going to be a future show, but I tried in the beginning when she was first getting hot or whatever to try to understand where she was coming from because she allegedly had racist things happen to her when she was growing up to the point that she was going to sue her school or something, whatever. And she was this outspoken young lady on racism and racial issues from her own experiences, and then she went and did a whole 180. And
she found the audience.
Yeah, but again,
she liked that. That's what she always wanted. She wanted that. She wanted that audience. She wanted to be accepted. And right now, even though she's not really accepted, she feels she's accepted.
Well, she is accepted by one sect, one you know, the ultra conservatives who always, you know, look to a Candace Owens, like the sheriff David, what's his name, and you know that sector of people who happily vilify their entire people for that acceptance. But again, like I said, I tried to understand where she was coming from, and I don't get it. So yeah, there are things that are epically wacky, and I can't tell anyone how to think, what to feel, other than my advice to you is to not move or go to Atlanta. But that's just an advice. But you know, you try to. We're saying try to understand where someone is coming from and where their point of view is coming from. If I'm around somebody who loves the police, I'm perplexed by that. I am. You know, I'm perplexed by that because I've never seen, even in other people, have positive interactions with them.
Well, Lil Wayne he's pro-police. Lil Wayne is pro-police because of his interaction. Story has it, police saved his life. So his thing is, you know, his interaction was positive. So he's never going, all the time, he stays away from it. If you ever notice Lil Wayne, he stays away from the whole police thing, and but you know, he's high and on lean all the time, so he says some really dumb shit a lot. But his stance, I understand his stance on that matter because of his interaction, and he lets you know like that. Hey man, cop saved my life. I shot, da da da. Cop did this and that. And it's a lot of people like that. That happened to a lot of people. They had good interaction. And like all cops are not bad. Like I got so many cops. There's so many friends that are cops, and they're not jerks. They're not bad, from what I know. You know, but at the same time, you know, they may arrest somebody, take somebody's husband in front of them or whatever, and that person or that kid may be standing there like, man, I sure you can't stand police. Like I said, it's all about your interaction, which shapes your opinion. And people think their opinion is the overall consensus, and it's not. It's not. It is not. You know, and you have to get past that. Did I say that word right? Consensus, or is it census? I don't know.
Consensus.
Is it consensus? So I said it right. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. I don't know. You got any last words you want to say? We're gonna wrap this up and move on
to NWA.
What? What is she blurting out over there?
FTP.
Whatever. So till next time, always remember your opinion is not the only opinion, and it comes from a place of interaction or something. So don't try to understand where other people are coming from. And not just be like, oh, this person is an a-hole, or this person is this, or she's a B, or this or that. Just have an open mind. And with that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. And
that's what's wacky to us.
That's right.